Hello again and welcome to part 2 of the braided slouchy hat. Where we finished off on part 1, we have a loop here that we left ready to start on the body of the hat. So we're now going to work into each of the rows that we did on the hat band. So as you can see, I'll just move it slightly so that you can see where I'm talking about. It's into each of these spaces here where the first stitch lay. So we're now going to, I'm just going to try and work over the tail of the yarn as well to keep it tidy. So what we're going to do is slip stitch into this first loop here, which is between the chain first stitch and the second stitch. We're going to just slip stitch into that space and work 3 chain, and that's going to count as the first stitch. So now into each of these chains, the spaces here all the way along, we're going to work 2 doubles. So yarn over into that space, pick up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. We're going to do another double into that same space and then skip this little bit here. We're going to do 2 into the next space, and we'll just do that all the way around the band of the hat. So you might again want to just pause the video until you've gone all the way around yours, just working 2 doubles into each of the spaces. So you can see there that we've got the braid, and you can see where we have the stitches that we did at the side, and we're working into this space all the way around. Now gone all the way around, working 2 doubles into each space. We're now back where we started with the 3 chain. I'm going to work a double into that first space where the chain 3 is, and we're going to join with a slip stitch into that first stitch. So the next row we're going to start again with a 3 chain. That's going to count as the first stitch, and we're just going to work 1 double into each stitch all the way around. You'll have 72 stitches around the brim, because we'd worked 36 rows and we've done 2 stitches into the side of each row, so you should have 72 stitches at this point. So it is just literally now working 8 or 9 rows depending how long you want your hat to be, of just 1 double into each stitch from the previous row, and then join with a slip stitch into that first chain, work 3 chain, which is going to count as the first stitch, and we're just working in the round, doing a double into each and every stitch on each row. I will just mention that the hat brim will measure around about 22 inches, and that's not stretched. So I think an average adult hat size should be 22, and I'll just show you in a second that there is, just leave a loop there. As you can see there, the hat, there is actually quite a lot of stretch in it, so it should fit nicely around an average head. But if you needed it to be a little bit wider, you could do an extra 2 or 4 rows, but you would need to remember that you would have extra stitches to work in where we're doing the body of the hat, and it won't make much difference if you're just adding say 4 more stitches, which would add another good inch, probably 1.5 inches to the size. It won't really make a difference when we come to do the decrease part. I don't think there's anything worse really than a hat that's too tight. So as I say, we're just going to work 1 double into each stitch all the way around, and then when you get to the end of the row, just join with a slip stitch into the top of the 3 chain, and then work 3 chain into from where you've slip stitched to join, and that will count as the first stitch on each row. I've just done this hat in the one colour, but if you wanted to, you could use a variegated yarn, or you could use more than one colour. You would just join in the new colour at the start of the rows if you wanted a stripe. And I found that the Aran weight seems to work pretty well for the slouchy hat. If you work with American terms for the weight of the yarn, I'm almost certain it's called worsted weight in yarn. In the UK it's usually classed as Aran weight. So I will leave you to pause your video and work the rows, the 8 rows, working just 1 double into each and every stitch, and then I'll join you again and we'll start on the decrease. So I've now worked my 8 rows. That includes the first row where we did the 2 double crochets into each space. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At this point, if you want your slouchy hat to have more slouch at the back, you would be able to do another row, another couple of rows onto this point. But if not, if you're quite happy with the hat to be around about this size, you can now start with the decrease rows. So we're going to start now by decreasing on each row as we go along. So the first stitch now is going to be 2 chain instead of the normal 3, and we're going to go into the next stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over and through 2, and now we're going to go through the 2 stitches together. So instead of having 1 stitch here now, 2 stitches here now, we've just got the 1. And then we're going to double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then again we're going to crochet 2 together now. The first one was the starting crochet double 2 together. So it's yarn over into the stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2, but we don't complete the stitch. We then yarn over into the next stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2. That's going to leave 3 loops on the hook. We yarn over and come through all 3 at the same time. So we're going to do that all the way around, working 5 doubles, 1 in each of the next 5 stitches. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then again we're going to double 2 together. So we go into the first stitch and then into the second stitch, working half of the double and half of the double, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and through all 3, and then 5 doubles, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we double 2 together again. So into the stitch, pick up a loop through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2, and then we yarn over and come through all 3 together. Again, we've got 5 doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to double 2 together over the next 2 stitches, and then 5 doubles. We just carry on the same way all of the way around until we get to the first double 2 together. So we've worked all the way around, working the 5 doubles and then working 2 double crochets together, and we'll end up with 2 stitches at the end, and I'm going to do another 2 crochet 2 together for that last stitch. We're now going to join into the top of the first double crochet 2 together. We're going to start the same way as we did on the previous row, so we're just going to do 2 chain and then yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over through 2, and then yarn over through the 2 to start the next double 2 together. We then work 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to double 2 together. So 1 and 2, 3 on the hook and crochet through all 3 loops, and then we do another 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then again crochet 2 together, double crochet 2 together I should say, and then 4 doubles, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then again we're going to double crochet 2 together, and we just carry on all the way around, working 4 doubles and then double crochet 2 together. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet 2 together, four doubles, and then crochet 2, double crochet 2 together, and I'll see you when we get round to the end of the row. Reach the end of the row, again you'll find that you've got 2 stitches left, and we're going to double crochet those 2 together, and then again join with a slip stitch into the first stitch, work 2 chain, and then do the half of the double into the next stitch, so that we've crocheted the first 2 together. Now we're just going to do 3 stitches in between, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to crochet 2 together, work 3 stitches, and then double crochet 2 together. each row now is going to get a little bit quicker to complete as we're losing stitches on each row. So 1, 2 and 3, and then double crochet 2 together. 3 doubles over the next 3 stitches, and again we double crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. 3 doubles, 1, 2 and 3, and then double crochet 2 together over the next stitch. And again we're just going to carry on until we get to the first stitch, working 3 doubles, 1 over each of the next 3 stitches, and then we're going to double crochet 2 together over the next 2, and I'll see you when we get to the end of this row. Reach the end of this row, we've done our 3 doubles and we're just left now with the 1 stitch, so we just do a double into that last stitch and join again to the first stitch. Again we're going to start with 2 chain and work into the next stitch, yarn over through 2 and then yarn over through those 2. We're going to do 2 doubles and then we're going to work a double 2 together over the next 2 stitches, and then just 2 doubles, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches, and then we're going to double crochet 2 together, 2 doubles, and then double crochet 2 together. I'm going to just carry on all the way around again until we get to the beginning, working 2 doubles in the next 2 stitches and then double crochet 2 together, and so on to the end of the row. Again I've crocheted all the way around and joined with a slip stitch. The next row we're going to work 2 chain and into the next stitch pick up a loop through 2 and then through both. We're now going to work a double crochet 2 together, and then we've just got the 1 double in between, and then crochet 2 together and then work the 1 double and then crochet 2 together, again work all the way around. Reach the end of this row, we're just going to crochet 2 together and then join into the top of the first stitch with a slip stitch, and we can now see that the top has decreased quite a lot. The next row we're just going to double crochet 2 together all the way around. So we start the first one with the 2 chain, into the next stitch pick up a loop, yarn over through 2 and then yarn over through 2, and then it's just literally working the 2 double crochet together all the way around. So into one, into the second, and then work together and just carry on to the end of the row, working 2 double crochet together all the way around. And again, as you get to the end, just join into that first stitch with a slip stitch. We're now left with a really small circle here. So now we're going to chain 1, we're going to go into the next stitch, pick up a loop, into the next stitch, pick up a loop, we've got 3 loops on the hook, and come through all 3 together. Going to do the same over the next 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, pull through all the loops, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over and pull through all of the loops, and then we're just going to join with a slip stitch into that first stitch and pull the loop through. And then if you snip off the yarn and fasten off, we can then finish off our slouchy hat. At this point I would bring the hook from the inside to the outside and just pull the loop down and through, and then on the inside just run the yarn with the needle around the small hole, pull it tight and fasten off. So we've now completed our braided slouchy hat. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've just shown the hat on a polystyrene head so that you can see what the finished article looks like. If you have enjoyed, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.